depending upon your philosophical position, your balance between how you focus on people versus product versus process is going to change. There are some of us as educators who are very product oriented, and we keep our eyes very focused on the end product, the performance, the adjudication, the recording, and in doing so, we may not necessarily put as much focus on the people that we're working with and perhaps their learning styles and needs and other things, and we may not put as much emphasis on the process in terms of how we go about doing that work and how do we go about rehearsing and building skill sets. And then there's some who educators who are more focused on process. They are really interested in making sure that their pedagogy is such that it really tends to the intellectual and musical and creative needs of the student, and maybe the performance or the product will take care of itself, but maybe there's not as much emphasis on that. And it depends on your core program. If your core program is much more inclusive and it's not audition based, then perhaps performance or product is not as important as some of the other things. And then there are folks who are very focused on people, and they want to make sure that everyone feels great about the experience, that community is being built, and there's camaraderie there, and that individual needs are met, individual voices are being heard, and those kinds of things. And so I have found in my own work that I've always struggled to balance those, and most of you as educators, music educators do too. But as this process, as COVID has moved through, I have had to rebalance a little bit and think even more about people and their well-being and their sense of belonging and their motivations for wanting to continue to be in a choral community, in a choral space, knowing that we're in a virtual format. So it has changed for me a little bit, and I would imagine that it has changed for you. And if it hasn't, I would encourage you to just rethink that balance as we move through this very, very delicate time in our history.